What were the waters above the firmament? Early ICR scientists hypothesized that the waters which were above the firmament 1 implied a canopy of water vapor that covered the earth before the flood. However, later tests led researchers away from this model. What changed their minds? The vapor canopy theory helped explain why God separated the Genesis 1:1 formless mass of water into two bodies, one above and another below, with the firmament between them. An atmospheric vapor wrap gave a place for the waters above the firmament. This canopy's greenhouse effect might have made the whole pre-flood world tropical and helped people live for hundreds of years. But holes appeared in the theory. Atmospheric physicist Larry Vardaman used climate modeling software to construct a virtual vapor canopy. When he input enough water vapor for the first 40 days of rain during the flood year, he found that Earth's temperatures would have soared due to an intense greenhouse effect. His results required the sun to emit only 25% of its current intensity to keep Earth's inhabitants from basically boiling. 2. While Dr. Vardaman tested the vapor canopy, physicist Dr. Russell Humphreys formulated a new model that placed the firmament waters beyond the farthest galaxies! 3 Humphreys suggested that God miraculously stretched out the heavens on day 2 of the creation week. In other words, God pulled the upper waters some 20 million light-years away from earth-bound waters below, leaving a firmament of heaven between. Humphreys wrote, "Another biblical problem with the canopy model is Psalm 148:14, which mentions the waters above, the heavens. For according to a literal translation of Genesis 1:20, the starry lights reside in the firmament, 5 but birds fly on the face of the expanse of the heavens." 6. But if there never was a vapor canopy, then what about that idyllic pre-flood climate helping people live hundreds of years? Genesis 5:29 says, "And he called his name Noah, saying, This one will comfort us concerning our work and the toil of our hands, because of the ground which the Lord has cursed." Their hard toil for food confronts notions of pre-flood global paradise. By then the Garden of Eden was off limits. And genetics better explains the dramatic decrease in lifespans after the flood. A population bottleneck, like when the world's population shrunk to only 8 on the Ark, would reduce later lifespans. 7. Responsible creation researchers test various historical models, but basic Bible facts never change. For example, in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them. 8 And the world that then existed perished, being flooded with water. 9 Regardless of where one places the creation week's upper waters,
Puñeta, eso está bajando. Eso está bajando. Maricona, ¿dónde viene esto? ¿Qué tiene tú? Mira, cabrón, ahorita que suba para no te va a caer de cara.
Entendí muy bien. Alright, well, drove all the way from Silverthorne to capture this thing. It was just over Silverthorne a couple hours ago. Heard about it on our local website. And I drove 90 miles per hour all the way there. And here we go. There it is. Go that fast. Hours. Few minutes. Now that you're sitting.
The Earth is flat. The surface is a Mobius plane in a localized area of the universe. If you travel east or west for 25,000 miles you will find yourself where you began. Half that north or south. Aside from mountains and valleys, traveling on the Earth is limited to two dimensions. You can rise above it in a spacecraft, or dig down into it looking for oil and shit. Because of the negative effects of gravity, on the electromagnetic spectrum being greatest, light bends away from the surface of the Earth. This is why it appears to you as a curve. For thousands of years mankind thought the Earth was flat and you could sail to the edge of the world, where you might fall off. Then by around the 14th century most educated scholars agreed with the viewpoint of the ancient Greeks that it was, in fact, a sphere. But now, amazingly, thousands of people are reverting back to the age-old theory the globe is more a diorama, with the hardcore among them adding the cherry on top that it is capped off with a glass dome, that prevents us from leaving.